2026. This is the year that we stop this brain rot and actually start building. That's what we're talking about today. If you've ever felt like your attention span is kind of shot, like you can't focus, like you're watching other people live their life instead of living yourself, then this video is for you. Most people are spending more time watching other people's lives than actually building their own. Scrolling through someone else's Instagram, looking at what they're doing, where they're traveling, someone else's gym progress, someone else's business wins, whilst our life stays exactly the same. So what is brain rot exactly? You probably kind of know, but essentially it is the erosion of your ability to focus, to think deeply, and to do that kind of hard work that you're meaning to do. It's not dramatic. It doesn't happen overnight. It just happens bit by bit. Every scroll that you do, every TikTok, every reel that you watch, every sort of coping mechanism, 5 more minutes and then I'll do some work. Then that turns into an hour, and that is brain rot. You lose complete control over your agency. And you probably know the symptoms already. These, I've put a few here on this slideshow. Scrolling before sunrise, scrolling before you sleep. You can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching your phone. You consume way more than you create. Your phone is out at the gym every set. You think that boredom is bad, so you fill every gap with this noise all the time. Extrinsic motivation only. You need this external validation just to keep on going. So here we have them on the screen. Does that kind of sound familiar? So if you're ticking one of these boxes, then this video is really going to help you today. This is the uncomfortable truth. Your brain has been completely hijacked by people that are way smarter than you. Engineers, psychologists, designers, they're all getting paid millions to keep you scrolling, to keep you hooked, to keep you coming back all the time. This isn't accidental. It's by design. This infinite scroll, no having control, no natural stopping point. And the autoplay, you don't even have to choose to keep watching. We've got notifications constantly like pulling you back all the time, and variable rewards, like literally like a gambling slot machine. You never know when you'll get that dopamine hit, right? This is all engineered to keep you hooked. Let's talk about what this is actually costing you, because it is way more than what you realize. Your physique, arguably one of the most important. Every hour on your phone is an hour not training, not spent prepping food, not spent sleeping properly. The body you want, it requires focus, bro. It requires doing hard things consistently. Your mental clarity, constant stimulation rewires your brain. You need more input just to start feeling normal. So you've got this short attention span, you've got worse memory, you can't think deeply anymore. And being bored used to be like, this is a normal thing for us to feel. You just sort of sit with yourself, right? Ideas would come, you get these downloads. That's why when you go out on a walk, you get all these good ideas. You can actually think. Now, most people have forgotten what it's actually like to explore their own thoughts. So we've got this whole generation of people that are hyperstimulated and their brains have actually shrunk, right? You've eliminated this boredom, and with it, you've eliminated your best ideas, your discipline. Every time that you reach for your phone when you're bored, you're training yourself to avoid this discomfort. Every single time you resolve to do something and actually follow through, your brain's ability to execute gets stronger and stronger. And the inverse is also true, right? You keep bullshitting yourself. You keep saying, I'll start on Monday. Keep breaking promises to yourself, and your brain starts to rot. You're literally training yourself to fail. So building anything worthwhile is going to require you sitting down with a pen and paper and embracing this discomfort, right? Whether that be the physique, a business, a relationship. If you've trained yourself to escape this discomfort all the time, you've trained yourself to never really follow through with anything. Your relationships, you're physically present, but just mentally checked out. With your partner, half listening whilst you're scrolling on your phone. With your mates, everyone on their phone at a party, at a dinner. And with yourself as well, constantly avoiding your own thoughts. Real connection requires presence, and brain rot destroys this presence. This one is huge. Your purpose. It is almost impossible to find your purpose when you never sit in silence long enough to hear yourself think. And these answers, they are inside of you, but they require stillness to access. Scrolling is literally just running from yourself, running from the questions that you don't want to face. So, what is the antidote? What is the solution to this? And it is so simple. You just need to stop consuming and you need to start creating. You need to start building something. The cure for this consumption is creation. Like I said, build something solid. It can literally be anything. It can be anything: writing, reading, creating. I don't know, creating a canvas. That's not my cup of tea, but you get the idea. But when you're building, you're not consuming. When you're creating, you're not scrolling. And that energy has to go somewhere. So if you direct it to something that matters, this is going to solve that problem. So what do we build? We have three things here. We've got your body, the foundation, training, nutrition, sleep, a physique that actually commands this respect. I'm always talking about this. And your wealth, a business, a skill, income streams. Financial freedom will literally unlock everything else. Your legacy as well. This is super important, right? This is your family, your impact, your meaning, something that is going to outlast you. So let me give you the practical shift, how to actually make this happen. First of all, I'm massive on this. You always see me talking about it on stories on X, but this will literally change your life. Own your morning. No phone for the first hour. This is a non-negotiable for me. Charge it in another room. Buy an alarm clock if you need to. Do whatever it takes, right? And then we've got this stillness to cultivate, the meditation, journaling, things like going into the sauna, whatever it takes for you just to go inwards. And then we have movement, we have sunlight, cold water. Finally, your most important task is just to win the morning. That will then set the tone and allow you to then win the day. Secondly, deep work blocks. Schedule 2 to 3 hour blocks in the morning where you just work on that one thing with zero distractions. Phone is in another room, you've got no notifications, and you are just working on one single task at a time. This is where the real progress happens. Everything else is just noise. Just focus on your work. If you keep on switching, I'm guilty of this. I've previously, maybe this type 2 ADHD brain where I'm trying to focus on different things at once, but really context switching will kill your ability to do this meaningful work. So just focus on one thing at a time. Third, train your physique daily. Physical training is literally the antidote to this mental weakness. When you train, you practice doing the hard work when you don't feel like it. You are sitting with this discomfort instead of escaping it. And you're showing up when the motivation is gone. The gym is disciplined practice, and that will transfer on absolutely everything else. Fourth, cutting the noise. Be totally fucking ruthless about what you let into your mind. Delete TikTok, delete Instagram Reels. Not delete Instagram Reels, but just spend more time creating. Like I said, just be mindful about your consumption. And again, another one, Twitter as well is just as bad. Stop doom scrolling on there. Anything that is stealing your attention without giving any value, just eliminate that. You can keep the long form content, especially my content, because this is helping you, of course. But things like books, podcasts, they're all good. You know, out on a long walk, get a podcast on. Anything that requires this sustained attention and actually teaches you something is worthwhile. You become what you consume. So if you consume this garbage, everything else becomes garbage. Now let me paint you a picture, what you're actually building towards. Picture this, the physique that commands this respect, this energy that lasts all day long, the confidence that comes from knowing that you've completely earned this yourself. And then we've got the mind, the crystal clear thinking, deep focus on demand, ideas that flow because you've essentially created space for them. And then the life, of course, real relationships built on presence, work that matters to you. This YouTube channel, this project that I've started, I'm absolutely loving the process. And all of these ideas have come from the stillness, and it's allowed me to speak about these concepts here to you on this video today, right? And then finally, the legacy, something to show for your time on this planet Earth, real meaning, impact, and essentially later on, a family that is going to look up to you. You have a choice. You either stay the same, you keep scrolling, you keep consuming, you keep watching other people on Instagram, or you actually take control. You are the pilot. You build something, you reclaim your mind, build your body, and create a life worth living. So the choice is yours, but make no mistake, right? It is a choice. And you are making this choice every single day. And I've been there myself. I spent my early 20s chasing something that looked impressive, but inside it felt quite empty. Things like modeling, TV, the brand stuff, none of that really made me feel like the man that I wanted to be. And now my life runs on these 4 filters. Does it align with who I'm becoming? Does it help people? Do I enjoy it? And does it make me money? If it doesn't tick at least 2 of these boxes, it doesn't get my attention. Here's my challenge to you for the next 90 days. No phone first hour of the day, daily training. That can be strength training, sprinting, zone 2 cardio, rock climbing, swimming, anything that you enjoy. And then we've got 1 deep work block, cutting the noise. And if you do that for 90 days, see what happens to your body, your mind, and your entire life. And I promise you, you will not recognize yourself. 2026 is the year we stop rotting and we start building. The mansion, the physique, the family, the legacy, all of that starts by reclaiming your mind. Everything you want is on the other side of discipline. And as I said, the discipline starts with what you do when no one is watching, what you reach for when you're bored, and what you choose when it starts to get tough. If this resonated with you, I work with men who are ready for the full transformation, not just physique, the identity, the inner work. We're talking reality transurfing, visualization, reprogramming how you see yourself, how you show up, your entire operating system. And the physique, this is just the entry point, but we go way deeper than that. This is a mentorship, not just coaching. I'm not handing you a meal plan and then just disappearing, rewiring how you think, how you move through the world, who you're becoming. So the link is in the bio. But if you enjoyed this video, just give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, message me on Instagram or X. I'll be happy to help. And thanks for watching the video. Peace.